It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of dust. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well.
In my opinion, it's never too much. Little double sound deck. So that's the story, fellas.
Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. Read the polls, Jack. 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 You guys are all the same.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me.
Just take that. The heinous attack.
Good. Take the word yesterday, because it doesn't work with the heinous attack. running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Dumb as a shit fuck, you know, cringe tour, etc., etc.
Hello, users, and welcome to another broadcast. Welcome to another broadcast. We've got a show going on today. Hopefully everyone's having a good time. Hopefully people are they're having a good, time, I guess, right? Anyway, we got a show here today lined up for y'all. This is the Above It All broadcast. It's a daily show. I do this show once a day. Sometimes I do it twice a day. I will be doing it twice a day at some point this week on a day that I don't know quite yet which day it is. I've got coffee here. And I'm drinking the coffee. Bear with me, I'm still on my first cup. So, there you go. I remember when Ben Burgess pissed his pants in my Twitter DMs because I publicly agreed with you. Top Damage Wizard, I don't know if you've ever told me this story, but now is a great time to tell this story. How is my mouth? Did I get some lysine and Vit E? I don't leave the house, so that's not going to be happening. But my mouth is doing a lot better. It's still like a little sore, but it's continuing its trend of reduction in soreness. Where's the color at? I don't know. I'm wearing a white shirt, right? There's really it's like pink and purple lines. So I don't, it's not really. I'm not really wearing anything colorful. How about my fingernails? I mean, you can still... You'll send me the screenshots, do that. That's great. So, we got a show going on today. Today is the day... that we do the show. And today is, what is it, Tuesday? I'm looking a bit pale. I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm doing a show today. And so whether or not I look pale, I don't really know. I can't really comment on that. But what I can comment on is what I can comment on is a lot, actually. I can comment on a lot. It's a new show, so I will be commenting on a lot. And so that's great. So I'm just scrolling through, checking out the world. And so we're checking out the world. I woke up late today, so just bear with me. You're in black and white, but for some reason you can see the blue fingernail. I mean, if you can see the blue, it's not black and white. I don't know what to tell you, right? Like, you're obviously tripping, because that's not true. But anyway, we got a show, lined up, right now. And today is Tuesday. We got a Tuesday morning. We got Tuesday morning. All right. Tuesday morning, for the show. All right, let's tackle some big news. Let's talk about some big news today. Ready? This is a big day for news. So let's get into the big news. So anyway, Donald Trump, the Orange Man, as I often refer to him as, the Orange Man was at CPAC, and needless to say, this is not a good look for the Orange Man.
Crazy. It was the largest applause I've ever heard. Come on up here. Look at this. Look at this.
All right, let's watch this again. Oh, and we thought Joe Biden was a hair sniffer. Am I right? Like, everyone's like, Joe Biden loves to sniff hair. Well, he's got Donald Trump, the Orange Man, is into the hair sniffing category. Check this out. Oh, God, that's so bad. Oh. Anyway, so this is what's going on at CPAC. Donald Trump attempting to sexually assault people live on stage, not going so well, and then going for the hair sniff. I was trying to sniff the hair all along, I promise you. And look at this guy's face. He's like, oh, I'm Donald Trump. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Crazy.
Jesus.
It was
anyway, I don't know what to say about that other than, it's a news show and I'm doing the news, and this is important news to be doing today because this is a news show, and Donald Trump's in the news today. Has anyone been reading the news? Has anyone been seeing this? There's someone broke into his house or something? That's crazy. Anyway, in the news today, the Orange Man. So he's looking a little orange to me. I don't know about y'all. But anyway, got a show. I'm still on my first cup of coffee. Right? So, bear with me. We're doing a show, and the show involves coffee. I got a candle. I've been getting into candles recently. I got this one as a gift. Check this out. Look at this candle. Doesn't that look great with the weird thing going on? Look at this. It's kind of burning my hand up a little bit right now, to be honest with you. It's kind of burning my hand up. But, got a candle. So I'm just going to be putting that right there. And we got a candle today. For today's show, I decided, you know what? I've been getting into candles recently. Again, I kind of have the scent is sunset. It's the sunset flavor. I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I go through cycles of liking wax warmers and candles, and then I run out or something, or my wax warmer breaks and then I don't fix it for 6 months. But anyway, so we got a show going on today. Today's program it's a program. I mean, really, it's, you know, it's a program. I really don't know what else to say, to everybody other than the fact that it is a program. Let's drink some more coffee here. Oh God, the fucking National Archives, huh? That's crazy. When is the show? 10:17 a.m. is when the show starts. All right, so Donald Trump, he's in the news today. I don't know why this orange guy keeps occupying my news feed, but he's in the news. And so this came out the other day. Trump team tries to flush new dachshund toilet claim, accuses NYT's Haberman of lies. So this is from the New York Post. Let's see what New York Post is trying to say. A spokesman for former President Donald Trump, a.k.a. the Orange Man, more commonly known, has denied that he has tried to dispose of White House documents by flushing them down toilets after Axios published 2 images of paper allegedly bearing Trump's handwriting at the bottom of commodes. Commodes? Is that a word? Commodes? I don't know. I'm going to look this up. I'm learning. The New York Post is educating me today. Commodes. Oh, great. A piece of furniture containing a concealed chamber pot? Oh.
Commode.
Wow, okay. The New York Post is educating me today. Quote, you have to be pretty desperate to sell books if pictures of paper in a toilet bowl is part of your promotional plan, Taylor told the site, which published the images after they were obtained by the New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman ahead of the October publication of her book, Confidence Man. I gotta be honest. This trend, Bob Woodward is in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, Bob Woodward belongs in jail for this. But this trend of getting like extremely crazy information and then sitting on it for a year, you know what I mean? And then you got to write a book. Like Bob Woodward, of course, famously got Trump on tape in March or April of 2020. I forget which one. Saying that COVID was a big deal, but that he was publicly lying because he didn't want to cause panic. He admitted to Bob Woodward on tape. I don't know why he did this. But he admitted to Bob Woodward live on tape that he was lying about the COVID pandemic. And then Bob Woodward wasn't like, oh shit, I gotta release this information. You know, imagine an alternate world where Bob Woodward released that fucking COVID tape in April of 2020. And then Donald Trump was publicly pressured everywhere for lying about COVID. Right? So fuck this shit, okay? Fuck this trend of, oh, I got some crazy info. I'm gonna hold on to it for 90 fucking years. Right? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay? That being said, this is really funny. But which then added, there's enough people willing to fabricate stories like this in order to impress the media class. One photo purportedly taken in the White House shows a ripped note with the word where written on it at the bottom of a toilet. The second photo, which was allegedly taken when Trump was on an overseas trip, featured a torn piece of paper bearing the name Rogers and Stefanik, presumably referring to upstate rep Elise Stefanik in the toilet. And Rogers refers to nobody, of course. And so here we go. There's Trump's handwriting is really horrible, isn't it? So, anyway, the former president swiftly blasted the accusation back in February, calling it another fake story, categorically untrue and simply made up by Haberman to distract Americans from how horribly our country is doing under the Biden administration. Well, you know, there's a lot going on there. Anyway, so Donald Trump's flushing down toilets. We already know this. Flushing notes down toilets. We already knew this, right? This isn't news, per se, right? Anybody who thinks Donald Trump wouldn't do something like this, honestly, kind of stupid. I'm not going to lie to you. Kind of a dumb fuck. But the Orange Man knows no bounds. And so he's going to continue doing some crazy shit. I don't know, man. Get it like a paper shredder or an incinerator, or a paper shredder incinerator. You know, it goes through the paper shredder, and then in that box is like some sort of fire thing, and then it melts it or something. You know, find some. You know, you're the president, man. Come up with some new technology, bro. Like, come on now. If you're flushing this fucking construction paper down the toilet, it's going to clog the pipes, dude. Like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up. Anyway, there you go. Have I gotten those secret, like, DM screenshots yet? The secret tapes? Where the hell are you, Top Damage Wizard? You promised me secret tapes. Where's the secret tapes? Damn it, I'm promised secret tapes. And I got nothing. That's a shame. Anyway, so we got some news here. Some crazy stuff going on today in the world of the Orange Man. In the world of the Orange Man, things are going a little not so good. So I got some news here. Breaking news story on the Orange Man. I just want to talk about my own personal experience. Yesterday I was tripping on drugs. And while and after I was concluded and finishing my experience, I checked Twitter.com to see that 17 trillion fucking people sent me a message about a story. Now, apparently, Donald Trump, a.k.a. the Orange Man, a.k.a. the Orange Man, a.k.a. former guy, apparently there was a breaking and entering scenario at Mar-a-Lago. Someone broke into his house. I don't quite know the details, so I'm going to be reading this for the first time along with everybody else. And so I want to talk about this. So FBI searches Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida. The former president called the search an assault and complained that the authorities had broken into a safe. The news appeared to come as a surprise to top aides at the White House. So the FBI, I don't quite know what the FBI is, but it sounds like a gang, apparently. It sounds like some sort of gang decided to break into the Orange Man's former guy's house. And that's not cool, man, you know. That's not cool. Let's check this out. The search appears to signal a major escalation in the various investigations into the Trump presidency. Former President Donald J. Trump said on Monday that the FBI had searched his Palm Beach FLA. What is with that abbreviation FLA? Isn't full enough? Do we really need a third letter? Didn't we create this system where every state's got its unique 2-letter code? Why do we need a third letter? We don't need this, okay? No, like the third letter is just for people too fucking stupid to memorize the 2-letter codes, right? You don't need FLA, okay? Fl is good enough. You don't need FLA, okay? Home and had broken into a safe, an account signaling a major escalation in the various investigations into the final stages of his presidency. The search, according to multiple people familiar with the investigation, appeared to be focused on material that Mr. Trump, aka the Orange Man, had brought with him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence when he left the White House. Now, of course, this was heavily reported that Donald Trump just he stole a bunch of documents they're not his, right? It's property of the United States. When he stops being president, he is no longer, eligible to own property that the United States owns, right? So, just throwing that out there. So there you go. With him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and residence where when he left the White House, those boxes contained many pages of classified documents, according to the person familiar with their contents. Mr. Trump delayed returning 15 boxes of material requested by officials with the National Archives. Whoa! The National Archives are involved on this. For many months, only doing so when there became a threat of action to retrieve them. The case was referred to the Justice Department by the Archives earlier this year. I covered that very in depth when the National Archives was getting involved. The search marked the latest remarkable turn in the long-running investigations into the former guy, aka Orange J. Man's actions before, during, and after his presidency, and even as he weighs announcing another candidacy for the White House. Now, again, it needs to be understood that, of course, Donald Trump is banned from announcing another candidacy for the... I guess he's not banned from announcing, but he's banned from running for president, actually. It's called the Constitution to the United States. 14th Amendment, Section 3, clearly states that if you engage or give aid or comfort to those engaging in an insurrection against the United States of America, you are banned from holding office anywhere, anytime, forever, for the rest of your life. So Donald Trump is banned, but of course, Democrats don't give a shit about the Constitution. They don't give a shit about law and order. They don't give a shit about anything. They don't give a shit about preventing another civil war. war, so they're just going to pretend like the 14th Amendment doesn't exist. Similarly, so is the Supreme Court also pretending like the 14th Amendment doesn't exist in their latest Roe v. Wade reversal. It came as the Justice Department has stepped up its separate inquiry into Mr. Trump's efforts to remain in office after his defeat at the polls in the 2020 election. And as the former president also faces an accelerating criminal inquiry in Georgia and civil actions in New York. Mr. Trump has long cast the FBI as a tool of Democrats who have been out to get him, and search set off a furious reaction among his supporters in the Republican Party and on the far right of American politics. Representative Kevin McCarthy isn't it crazy that Kevin McCarthy's got the last name McCarthy? Like, I don't know, man. Like, talk about loops, right? Like, we are looping eternally. We're dealing with these McCarthys every other generation. Of California, the Republican leader of the House suggested that he intended to investigate Attorney General Merrick B. Garland if Republicans took control of the House in November. Oh, he's going to launch an investigation. Isn't that crazy? Oh, shit, he's going to investigate. Whoa. This is going to be like Benghazi all over again. The FBI would have needed to convince a judge that it had probable cause that a crime had been committed, and that agents might find evidence at Mar-a-Lago to get a search warrant. Proceeding with the search on the former president's home would almost surely have required sign-off from top officials at the Bureau and Justice Department. The search, however, does not mean prosecutors have determined that Mr. Trump committed a crime. An FBI representative declined to comment. So anyway, they're looking for these things. They're looking to see if they've got any extra shit, right, that they're not handing over, right? Of course, ideally, right, if you do have incriminating evidence, you should destroy it, right? But it's possible they haven't destroyed it. Who knows, right? There's a lot of incriminating evidence that they got. So, the FBI went in, and it was over quickly, and it was fast, it was swift, and they got what they needed, I hope. Now, again, will Donald Trump actually go to jail? That's the eternal question that we keep asking ourselves. Any of these crimes, right? No man has committed more crimes than Donald Trump, I think, since the invention of law, anyway, right? So, will he get away with it in the end? I want to place bets, right? Will he get away with these crimes? Will he go to jail? Let's find out. Now, if he does go to jail, I would bet money that he's going to get Epsteined. But anyway, I'm going to guess he's not going to go to jail. I'm going to say he's probably not going to go to jail no matter what happens. But anything to further delegitimize this guy, in my opinion, is a good thing. But we also have to understand that Donald Trump is going to weaponize this. Look, the Democrats are after me. They're targeting me, right? He's going to use this in his primary against Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis isn't as big of a target as I am, right? He's going to do all this stupid fucking shit, right? Because that's the thing with Republicans, with conservatives. If they've got this eternal, snowflake complex, they're always the victim no matter what. They're always under assault by, the woke left or the PC left or, whatever it is, the Satanists, the fucking, whatever. There's always going to be the woke left or some other term of the generation that they're going to use. They're always victims. They're always snowflakes, right? And so they're going to find a way to market this, and they're going to find a way to profit from this, right? So obviously Donald Trump needs to go to jail. No shit, right? In fact, he shouldn't even, again, he should have been marched out on January 7th or January 6th even, right? But, of course, Democrats are lazy, right? So it takes them multiple years to do anything useful. And, again, I think nothing will come of this because Donald Trump is too rich, too big to fail. That's my opinion. But either way, it's pretty cool that there's some, aura of holding him to account. And so I'm into that. So I want to endorse holding Donald Trump accountable because, you know what? Let's be honest. The guy's kind of a fucker, right? Let's be real. Let's have an honest conversation about this. He's kind of a fucker. And so we, got to talk about that. But anyway, FBI raid. Big news of the day, folks. Wow. Wow. Bob, I have no idea what you're talking about. Good news reading. You should be on MSNBC and the Cooking Channel. That's a good fucking point. It's a good fucking point. Damn. Cloud always with the banger takes. But how's everyone doing today? What's the vibe? Once again, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of a shorter show. Today. Probably going to be doing a little bit of a shorter show today. Because I got this like mouth thing going on, right? And it's like, it's not painful per se, right? But it's annoying to deal with, especially when I'm talking, for an extended period of time. So, you know, as a result, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just trying to live my life. But you know, living my life is not something that's so easy to do nowadays. And there you go. So, just living my life. I have been doing the saltwater trick. And I think it's been working. I think it's been working. Not sure though. It's really impossible to tell if it is working. But, oh, a new water pick, huh? That's great. I'm happy about your stupid fucking water pick. Good fucking job. Oh, I got a water pick. Look at me. Oh. I don't understand, like, why you people keep saying it's a tooth problem. My teeth are fine. There's no problem with my teeth. My teeth are great. It's just like I got, like, a thing going on in my gum. There's no tooth issue. The tooth is fine. Like, you know, there's two words, right? There's teeth. These are like the bones, right? And then there's gums. Those are two things, right, that are in the mouth, as well as the tongue, right? My teeth are fine, okay? So, but that's the thing. Like, does a dentist, like, do gum problems? Or is it just teeth problems? Like, when, and like, what if you have like an esophageal issue, right? But like, it starts in your mouth and then goes into your esophagus. Do you have to like go to the dentist, and then you gotta run over to the emergency room, and then you gotta go back to the dentist, then you gotta go back, and then, like, what happens in this scenario? What have we done as a society? What have we done as a society with this stupid fucking line in the sand, right? Jesus. And a cock? Well, unfortunately, I can't be sucking cock with, like, a mouth sore, so I, you know, gotta hold off on that for a while. Jesus. I'm going through withdrawal? So we got a show going on today. Today's the day that I do the show. All right. I'm gonna read this article. It's got some interesting tidbits in it, and I love to shit talk the president of the United States. That's my general opinion. Is it an abscess? I don't really know what an abscess is, but it's like a small pimple. But you know, that's really what it is. Anyway, I got a candle here. Does anyone want to see this candle? Look at this. Look at this shit. Whoa. Playing with fire? It's a good candle. It smells like the sunset. It smells like the sunset. What does that mean? I don't know. But I'll take it. Does it sting? Sting? I don't know. Maybe. So those ghost peppers? I doubt it. I mean, it could be environmental coffee house. It's possible. I got oral monkeypox. It's true. All right. Folks, there's some groups. There are groups. And they are not happy with this so-called climate bill, so-called inflation reduction bill. You know, this is the thing. I'm reading from The Guardian here, so, you know, factor that in. This is a thing that Democrats love to do. I mean, Republicans love to do it too. I mean, this is a general politician thing, right? Call a bill something, and then the text of the bill does the exact opposite. But you just call it that, and then you just go like, we did it. We solved inflation. We solved the climate. We did it. And then the bill doesn't really do that. It's the same thing with this bipartisan infrastructure deal. And they're like, it's infrastructure week. Look, it's finally infrastructure week. Yeah, woo! And yet, look what's going on in Kentucky, right? An entire fucking city flooded, right? Like, you know, there's bridges collapsing in Pennsylvania, right? There's poisoned water all over the country, right? Well, but the infrastructure deal, we did it. We fixed the infrastructure. Historic. Woo! Okay? And anyway, they just make it up. Right? It's like, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's a landmark deal. What does that mean? Oh, it's a landmark bill. Doesn't mean anything. It's historic. Okay? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, these people are just insane. Anyway, this is from The Guardian. Landmark U.S. climate bill will do more harm than good, groups say. Bill makes concessions to the fossil fuel industry as frontline community groups call on Biden to declare climate emergency. The landmark climate legislation passed by the Senate after months of wrangling and weakening by fossil fuel-friendly Democrats, a.k.a. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, and others that are not wanting to be so public, will lead to more harm than good, according to frontline community groups who are calling on Joe Biden to declare a climate emergency. If signed into law, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, IRA, would allocate $369 billion to reduce America's greenhouse gas emissions and invest in renewable energy sources, a historic amount they signed scientists estimate will lead to net reductions of 40% by 2030 compared with 2005 levels. Again, that's not enough. We need to go to 100%, and then we need to invest in carbon capture programs and devices, right? And we need to go above 100%. We need a 120% reduction in carbon in the atmosphere. We need a 140% reduction. 40% is nothing. That's garbage. Right, again, they're going to pat themselves on the back. Woo! You think Joe Biden's going to live to 2030? Like, you think Joe Biden or Joe Manchin? Joe Manchin, maybe. But you think Biden's going to live to 2030? Right? So this is not something you can solve by just like, oh, well, it's 40%. We need a multi-front battle against climate change. The United States passing this bill will do nothing. It will do nothing really at all, even noticeable at all. We need an international treaty. We need reparations for pre-industrial colonized, right, countries such as in Africa and South America that, you know, let's be honest, right? White people went down there, fucked them up, and created slave colonies for decades and centuries. And so they are way behind on pre-industrialization and industrialization. So we need reparations for those countries, right? We need to do sharing of resources with them so that otherwise, why would they have an incentive? Why would a country in Africa or South America that's just started to become industrial, why would they have an incentive to stop climate change when they didn't even contribute to the problem? They were in chains. They were being they were in slavery when the fucking problem actually started, right? So, but again, they're going to have to face the brunt of the issues, right? In Africa and the Middle East, it's going to get fucking uninhabitably hot, right? So again, right, this is not something you can do just in the United States. We need carbon capture programs, right? We need reparations. We need an international, like, one world treaty and pact, right? Like, and that's like, that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum, right? That is the bare fucking minimum. And this is not even approaching the bare minimum. This is garbage. It would be the first significant climate legislation to be passed in the U.S., which is historically responsible for more greenhouse gas emissions than any other country. But the bill makes a slew of concessions to the fossil fuel industry, including mandating drilling and pipeline deals that will harm communities from Alaska to Appalachia and the Gulf Coast and tie the U.S. to planet-heating energy projects for the decades to come. Again, there's a giant pipeline cutting through wetlands environments in West Virginia. Congrats, Joe Manchin. Once again, the only climate proposal on the table requires that the communities of the Gulf South bear the disproportionate cost of national interests bending a knee to dirty energy, furthering the debt this country owes to the South, said Colette Pichon Battle from Taproot Earth Vision, formerly Gulf Coast Center for Law and Policy. Exactly. I agree with that. Again, historically, we cause all the problems, and then we do nothing to clean them up. And then we'll do like one thing. We'll like pick up one can on the floor, and then it's like, all right, woo, woo, go team, right? Stupid fucking country. Solving the climate crisis requires eliminating fossil fuels, and the Inflation Reduction Act simply does not do this, said Stephen Feet, senior attorney at the Center for International Environmental Law, SEAL. Overall, many environmental and community groups agree that while the deal will bring some long-term global benefits by cutting greenhouse gas emissions, it is not enough and consigns communities already threatened by sea level rise, floods, and extreme heat to further misery. Again, we need to shut the fuck up with this war shit. Oh, Taiwan, Ukraine, whoa! Shut the fuck up, China. Shut the fuck up, Russia. Shut the fuck up, US. Whoa, we got a drone strike in Afghanistan again. Shut the fuck up, okay? Like, we're done with this war. We gotta stop the war shit, because we got a new war to fight against ourselves in the form of climate change, but we're fucked, right? Because our countries are run by children. They're run by adult babies, like people in diapers. And I'm not saying that because they're old and they lose track of their bodily functions, but I'm saying that because they've got a childish mentality, okay? We need to shut the fuck up with, oh, India and Pakistan, they hate each other and they're going to threaten to blow each other. Oh, Israel, Palestine, militants are like, shut the fuck up, okay? We got more important shit to deal with than your stupid religious fucking crusade that belongs in the fucking 8th century, you dumb motherfucker. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm gonna blow out this candle. It's getting a little too much for me. Right? This is the metaphor for our time on Earth. You know what I mean? Because it's over. I love smelling the smoke of a recently burned out candle. Like, I know that's the worst part health-wise, but damn, it smells good. But, I mean, again, the United States is going to pass... Now, again, let's assume there's an alternate future, right? Let's say we get a 54-seat Democratic majority in the Senate, and they hold on to their House or something somehow. And then they pass a step 2 of this legislation, and they keep going. And then we have an international treaty, and then, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. Even then... Is that going to be fast enough? Probably not. But I'm willing to say, okay, that's great. If this is a first step, you know what? It's not a great first step. It's not a good first step. But you know what? If it is a first step, that's great. But if this is the only step, and then in 5 years from now, we haven't done anything else, 10 years from now, 2030 happens, 8 years from now, we haven't done anything else, we're fucked. So yes, all right. First step, okay, I'm willing to accept that, but I gotta see y'all start on a second step, and I want to see it very soon. Otherwise, let's be honest, this is a joke. This is a joke. The United States cannot single-handedly fix climate change. We just can't do it, okay? Just how we can't single-handedly fix a pandemic. We need an international, unified response. And that's not going to be happening when the United States is drone striking so-called terrorists in Afghanistan, right? When the United States is murdering military generals in Iran. This is not going to be happening when Russia's committing a genocide in Ukraine and China's fucking threatening to blow up an island for no fucking reason, okay? And India and Pakistan, don't even get me started on that shit. And what the fuck's going on in India? They got their own genocides going on, right? Like, it's a crazy world that we live in. Everyone is still pretending like it's the 3rd fucking century when it's not. Actually, you know, newsflash, it's the 21st century. Shut the fuck up with your religious crusades. Shut the fuck up with your motherland. Shut the fuck up with your garbage, okay? Jesus fucking Christ. stupid fucking countries, and the U.S. is no exception. So anyway, is this good enough? No. Anyone who thinks it is a moron. But is it good for fossil fuel investors? Hell yeah. I'm about to buy some stock in fucking coal companies because why not? Let's print some money before we die. I don't know, man. How's everyone doing today? Can I get a vibe check? Vibe check, folks. I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do it now. But honestly, should I have to? The answer? No. But if you haven't filled out the survey, I'm running a survey. Today is going to be the last day you can fill it out. I'm running a survey. If you'd like to fill out the survey and weigh in on merchandising, whether or not you want me to merchandise, if you have any ideas for merchandise, if you want me, you know, just that kind of stuff. I also like what people like. What show is your favorite? I would presume everyone in the Above It All chat would like Above It All the best. But like, you know, what show is your second favorite? You like the cooking show? You like video games? Tell me what you like about my channel, and I'll try to focus more on what gets the most popular things. Because I like everything that I do, right? You know, so you know, but you know, people want more of this or more of that. I'm down to do it. So. The U.S. has more than enough resources and a technological head start to develop a slew of crucial renewable energy technologies and opt not to patent anything. Of course, yeah. But you think America's going to do that, right? You know? That's the thing, right? Like the delta between scientific advancement and what the common person knows and what like the politicians act on. It's the dumbest group of people in human history making these decisions. Like... At least the fucking ancient Romans, right, when they were putting lead in the water because it tasted good, right, they had no way of knowing that lead was poisonous, right? So can you really blame them for putting lead in the... Oh, man, it tastes good, man. Gives a little... Oh, yeah, right? Like, can you really blame them? They're dumb, right? They didn't have that info. We know that lead is bad, and yet we're still using lead in the water. And so, like, you know, that's the thing, right? Like, it's just insane. It's insane. Shitty vibes. Oh, it's your birthday. What the fuck? It's your goddamn birthday. Ah! Ah! That's your birthday wish? Cut the grass this morning. Did a shitty job. Other than that, pretty good. I've been getting into mowing the lawn. It's fun. It's like, you know, I get a little bit of an upper body exercise, you know, pushing that fucking, oh. Imagine if we turned all these stupid fucking skyscrapers into like solar panels all over the sides and top. Cloud, I think that would be offensive if I were to do that. Is that offensive? Is that... I don't think I'm allowed. Given my genetic lineage. We're going to get into the movies and television portion of the program. I hope you all enjoyed the news portion of the program. Once again, my show today is going to be a little short. Because I got like this mouth thing going on, and I kind of want to stop the stream ASAP. So we're gonna get into movies and television. So there you go. And yeah. So fill out the fucking survey. Have you filled out the survey yet? Are you a fucking idiot? The answer to these questions are inextricably linked. Fill out the survey today in order to not be a fucking idiot. Tomorrow's Cooking with the Bitch, so tune in for that. I gotta edit that today. That's gonna be fun. I got a lot of cool stuff for that's planned, so. If you haven't filled out the survey, first of all, go fuck yourself. And second of all, clean up, right? You don't want to, I mean, you know, if you want to fill out the survey with cum all over your tummy or something, that's fine. But first of all, go fuck yourself. And second of all, fill out this survey, because it would be a really good thing if you did. I would gain a lot of information based on that. So do that. What's wrong with my mouth? The canker sore? Yes, whatever it is, I don't know. But it's still there. It's in this section. Right? Like right here. And, you know, it's a little frustrating. So come on me. All right, Tyler. All right, let's get into the show. I watched a movie yesterday that I'm going to talk about. I watched a film called Hellbender on Shudder. This has been recommended to me before, and I know why. This movie, wow. I mean, first of all, this feels like it's a movie that was really kind of just made to advertise like the family's band. It's an Addams Family film, and it's a family, not to be confused with the Addams Family, but it's another family, and they made this movie, and like it's pretty much a really long music video. That's pretty much what this is. And I love it. I thought this movie was great. There's it's an artistic experience, right? So, there's like two witches, right? A daughter and a mother. And there's a daughter and a mother. And so what they do is they sing songs. They're in like a punk band or something, right? So like the movie has a lot of scenes where it's just them like jamming out. Woo, boo, 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 and like, you know, it's great. It's wonderful. And then there's a movie too, right? So the daughter's a witch, but she doesn't know she's a witch, but the mom's a witch, and the mom knows that she's a witch, and the mom knows the daughter's a witch, but the daughter doesn't know the mom's a witch, the daughter doesn't know that she's a witch either, right? But, so basically the mom tells the daughter that she has like got an immunocompromised disorder, and, you know, not to go out. They live in this like weird wooded area all by themselves, right? She's like a bubble girl, you know, like from Seinfeld. But anyway, so she eventually, you know, realizes that's not true. She makes a friend. She has like a pool party, right? And she eats a worm, and then she like has like some weird psychedelic experience, and then she kills a guy. It's crazy, right? But like I said, this movie is like, it's an artistic experience, right? It's less of like a story being told in the movie, and it's more of like a blend of multiple artistic kind of things, right? There's these weird scenes so like the witch eats a living creature, and then it's like she's on psychedelic drugs, like the world starts waving around, and then like you wake up in a pool of blood or something. You ever like trip out and then you wake up in a pool of blood and there's like a knife next to you and 13 corpses? Yeah, if you haven't had that happen, check this movie out, because that'll pretty much accurately describe that. You know, again, there's the music is all original to my understanding. The music is all by the family itself that made the music, and it's great. Like every, like, you know, the music starts up and it's like woo, and then it switches over and it's like a live music video. You know, like they're just playing the drums and shit. It's a good movie. It's really good. It's less of a cohesive story and more of like a blending of like, you know, all kinds of different stuff, right? You got the music, you got music videos, you got a story in between that kind of pieces it all together. You got like, it's a horror film, I guess, right? You got these weird like art projects where there's like a bunch of shit flashing on the screen, and then you're in like the Gone Zone and there's like black everywhere and you're in the dream world. It's crazy shit. This movie, pretty good. I'd rank this movie not bad at all out of pretty fucking good. And if this sounds even remotely interesting, I would recommend checking it out. It's a really good movie. I don't know what to tell you. It's not that long. It's like 80 minutes or something. It's not that long. And the music is good. I enjoyed the music. So I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed the visual effects. The story was pretty good. The characters are okay, right? You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Hellbender. Check it out. Drink some coffee. To my understanding, it is only on Shudder, which is on AMC. Noise nails, that's correct. They are noise. Got a show lined up. Of course, there's one more feature for today's show. And we all know what that is. Folks, if you did not see Better Call Saul last night, I'm going to need you to go fuck yourself. I'm going to need you to go fuck yourself, okay? That's really the only option that's available. Is you got to go fuck yourself. The warm salt water did help. It's just that it didn't magically cure it, right? Like, it helped. But, like, I didn't put salt on it and then it immediately, like, disappeared, you know, like a cartoon. You know what I mean? But yes, it did help. I have been doing it 3 to 4 times a day. Demand it. Fucking myself now, I guess. Well, have fun with that. We're going to be doing Better Call Saul. So, yesterday, the penultimate episode of Better Call Saul came out. I got a little screenshot here because I love doing screenshots of this one is of Kim, the future Kim. It's finally been announced. It's been revealed. I mean, I gotta be honest, okay? Yesterday, I was tripping hard. Like, when Better Call Saul started, I've been trying to watch every episode of season 6 while on mushrooms. And you know what? It's a fine balance, right? This is a personal project for me. It's a fine balance of, like, not doing too much, right? So that, like, you fall into the gone zone, you wake up and the show's over, right? But not doing too little so that, like, you know, it's kind of nothing going on. So yesterday, I was closer to the waking up in the gone zone than I was to the not on drugs at all. When this show came on, I was fucked up. I was fucked up on drugs when this show came on. And the thing about, I'm watching this live on the AMC Plus, like, live television channel app thing, right? So it's got commercials. Now, I know I could wait and watch it streaming without commercials, but I'm not waiting like 2 hours or, you know, I'm not waiting. I'm watching this live, motherfucker. It's part of the experience. But anyway, I kept thinking, I watched Mr. Show almost all the way through. And so whenever I see like Bob Odenkirk and then it cuts to a commercial, I'm thinking it's like a Mr. Show sketch. And like these commercials, I know we're not talking about the show yet, Better Call Saul, but I want to talk about the commercials. The commercials, I just can't. Like, there's like a commercial that's like for Wendy's, right? And then like they're doing like this really cringy, like, oh, the fries are crispy. And then some guys like walking around saying hi Frive, like, and it keeps happening, right? Like, you know, seeing that kind of thing once is like already nightmare fuel. But like they played that commercial like 8 times, and it's like, oh my God, it's just so. I hate commercials because they're not aimed to me. Like, commercials are aimed for like, I don't even know. Like, who gains from these commercials, right? Like, have you seen these weird like fucking meta commercials, you know, where it's like, you know, like there's this one commercial about cars, but like the whole commercial is about like some soccer player, and then like at the end there's like, oh, there's a car now, right? Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, these commercials were freaking me the fuck out. So with that frame of reference, I want to talk about the show, because every other, you know, time it would cut to commercial break, I was losing it, right? I was losing it, and then the show started again. You know, and I'm like, okay, so this is the show. I'm back in, right? And it was like a crisis point. So anyway, the show, it opens up with Kim Wexler in the future, right? She's got new hair now, and she's like basically, right? She's dead inside, right? Like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, she's got like some guy that she's fucking, and they debate whether or not Miracle Whip is the same as Duke's mayonnaise. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what Miracle Whip is. I don't even really like mayonnaise that much. But anyway, that was funny, I guess, right? I can understand the humor of it, even though I've not directly had that experience. But, you know, and then, like, you know, she's just dead inside. She's like a normie, right? She hates her life, but she understands that she hates her life. And so it's, you know, it's sad, it's depressing, but it makes sense in the context of the universe. And then it links up with when Gene called her. So, in the last week's episode, I was not sure if Gene did call Kim during that, scene where he fucking smashes the fucking phone booth. Gene, a.k.a. Saul, a.k.a. Jimmy. And so it was revealed that he did get through to Kim and that, they did talk, and Kim was not... She was traumatized by the phone call, but was trying to hold it together. And it's a sad... I'm not going to lie. I was like on the verge of crying. It was so sad. And then, it goes back to the Breaking Bad timeline where Kim and Saul divorce. And that's just sad because, like, Saul's not even paying attention. He's already dead inside by that point, right? And then, of course, you got the scene where Kim talks to Jesse Pinkman. Oh, I loved it. Oh, that was so good. Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's such a good show. I really, wow. I mean, you got 42-year-old Aaron Paul playing, like, 21-year-old Jesse Pinkman. And, like, it's incredible to watch, right? He does not look like he did. Like, it's a good show. You can't, I'd rather them not use, like, weird de-aging stuff. If you can't use makeup to get him to look younger, then that's fine, and that's a sacrifice. But either way, it was great. It was a great scene. It's in the rain, right? And they're smoking. It was just great. I mean, holy fuck, what a show. I mean, it's a show. But then, of course, Gene calls Kim, and then Kim gets depressed, and then she flies back to Albuquerque to confess all of her sins, and she's going on, like, a tour of confessing her sins, because, she's been dealing with the trauma of, the Lalo thing, right, for, like, 6-7 years. She's been dealing with the trauma, and she finally broke down after Jimmy calls her, right, and then so, like, there's going to be dividends being paid from that, I'm sure, in the season finale next week. But again, there's only one episode left. Now, I gotta say, I love this show. Now, if you have been watching my reviews of this show every week since it started, season 6, I'll have you know, I love this show. I think the show is a masterpiece. I think it's better than Breaking Bad. I need to get that out of the way. Breaking Bad is great. Like, Breaking Bad was a 10 out of 10, and then now it's a 9 out of 10 because Better Call Saul is so good it redefines the paradigm. Better Call Saul is a perfect show. And so if Better Call Saul is a perfect show and it's better than Breaking Bad, that means Breaking Bad has to be a 9 out of 10 just by default, right? That's how numbers work. But anyway, this show is so good. I really have been impressed with the finale half of season 6 so far, and how it's mixing, how, like, it goes from the Better Call Saul timeline to Breaking Bad to the Gene timeline, and it's like mixing them around. It's just great. I mean, it really is just wonderful. But again, it's just a great show. Like, and then you've got the Gene timeline where he, like, he tries really hard to perform this scam, and he ends up killing this guy, or almost ends up killing this guy, but decides not to because, like, he falls asleep or whatever. But he almost killed him, and then he almost kills the old lady. Damn. I mean, that was really hard to watch, right? Because, like, Jimmy throughout the entire show never really does any violent stuff. He's just kind of like a scumbag lawyer, right? And to see him kind of, like, almost break down and become an evil person, but then almost, doing it and not actually going through with it, is really hard to watch. But, like, it's good. It's good. And then, of course, the cab driver. I love that scene where the cab driver's freaking out at the cop car, and then it goes to the cop car, and they're eating, like, fucking Taco Bell or something, and they're not paying attention to him at all. Then he has a meltdown because he thinks the cops are onto him. That was, it was so good. It really was so good. It's too good. I mean, it should be illegal how good it is, but it was really good. And then, of course, Saul gets, he has to deal with getting him out of jail. He tries to get his mom on board. His mom recognizes him. She looks him up on the internet and then calls the life alert. I can't get up. Right? She calls the life alert, says that Saul's there, and then he has to run. And so who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I have no predictions at this point. My main prediction when season 6 started was that Kim Wexler is not going to die. She's going to be in the Breaking Bad and Gene timeline, and they will reunite. That's my main prediction. Will Gene just go back to Albuquerque? Will he go to Florida? Well, how will he find Kim? Who knows? Will he find Kim? I don't know. But damn, what an episode. I'm blown away with how good the show is. I really am. I just think it's perfect. It's a perfect show. It really is. It's just a perfect show. I'm endlessly impressed. And it's just great. I can't wait until next week. I'm so excited. And to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do after next week. I don't know. Like, I'm going to have to go through some soul searching. I'm going to have to find a new hobby, I guess. I don't know, man. Or maybe I'll just watch Breaking Bad again, with all the new context. Anyway, it's just such a good show. If you are not watching Better Call Saul, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, you are not on the same level that the rest of us are. I don't know. Like, again, and now this is the people that haven't watched it. There's this, like, certain strain out there of, like, people that love Breaking Bad but think Better Call Saul is too slow. Now, those people, I mean, like, I really, and I do hate to say this.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Like, they're just not okay. Like, if we're going to talk about having insane asylums, we have decided as a society that we have insane asylums. You can be convicted of no crime and be thrown in prison anyway, violating the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. So if we have, as a society, have decided, and we've all agreed upon, that insane asylums are okay, we need to throw the motherfuckers in there that think Breaking Bad is a masterpiece but Better Call Saul is too slow. They need to go to the insane asylum. They need help. And honestly, they're a danger to society. Let's be honest. Let's be real, right? So anyway, I mean, this show is perfect. The ending, like, finale season or finale half is just so good so far. And I'm endlessly impressed. Like, I can't, it's just such a good show. And I love how artistic it is, right? Like, it's got a lot of, like, Kubrick-esque camera angles where, like, they have these, like, really wide lens shots of, like, this giant room, and it's like, it's just, I love that kind of shit. It's crazy. I love that with the black and white aesthetic. It's a great show. It's just a great show. I can't. I mean, it's too good. Anyway, I hope that there's some feet available in the final episode for Bob Odenkirk's enjoyment, and I'm excited to watch it. So there you go. Better Call Saul coming up. And that's going to be my show for today. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Tomorrow is Cooking with the Bitch, so tune in for that. How's everyone doing? What's the vibe check? We're vibing with Biden. I would sell a bong and a grinder if that were easy to do, but I do not have a manufacturing plant for either of those things. So I'm at kind of the behest of what is easily available for someone in my... Like, if I ever become rich, or if I, like, have thousands and thousands of dollars to blow on, like, a deal like that, I would. But that is not the situation that we're dealing with right now, so I would have to go with something that's, we got to start somewhere, but ask me again 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Hey, it'll happen. Don't worry. So, I'd like to say thank you all for watching. Yeah. There you go. Sleeveless hoodie. Now that's a vibe. Yeah, like a t-shirt, a coffee mug. Right, like that. That's easy. A hoodie, probably easy. From what I've been looking into. But, yeah, so, I'll be back tomorrow at 10. I've got some extra announcements tomorrow in regards to a new scheduling scenario. Once again, if you'd like to follow me, on twitch.tv, you are able to do so. I will be streaming on there pretty much randomly. But I will maybe do a pre-announcement for some certain kinds of things. Alicia, Union made patches and stickers. To be honest with you, as much as I would love to support unions, I'm not sure what the easiest way to go about doing that would be in my scenario. Like if the options are no merchandising versus, merchandising with non-union stuff, I don't know. Like, that's my thing. Like, I don't know if I've got the resources to specifically target a union scenario. I'm not sure. I have to look more into it. So, there is some research to be had. But if you've got any supporting anything at all, like, if you know of a place that would work with me, like, send it to me, right? Because I'm looking at that kind of stuff, but not all unions are good. Yeah, that's true. Like the police union, for example. Yeah, if anyone wants to give me money, tip jar. That's an option. We got a tip jar here. You can use it. It is usable. Super Chat, PayPal, Cash App, Patreon. Someone gave me some PayPal bucks after yesterday's show. And so, in order to say thank you, I will put dollars into the tip jar. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you for that person who gave me money on PayPal yesterday after the show. See, I will do retroactive. So if you do give me money off of the stream, I will attempt to remember. Oxygen on Netflix. I don't have Netflix for the time being. And I don't want to talk about why, because it makes me upset. But I'll maybe consider getting a Netflix again at some point. But, yeah, give me a list, I'll write it down, and then, like, whenever I eventually get Netflix again, I will, yes, exactly. Anyway.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right?
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it, and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick, because it's got force. the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
I am not up to the job. And I mean that sincerely. It's not like, whoa.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Dumb as a shit fuck, cringe tour, etc., etc.